Man, it's just so hard to figure out what to do this week for a video. All I can think about is memes.
Sam! 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 What you doing? You got a hot dog, buddy?
I know. Let's revive this $400 Silverado that I saved from the wrecking yard. So this is a 2000 Chevy Silverado 1500, basically an absolute base model. So I bought this thing from a friend of mine, and he says that to his knowledge, what they told him, that it was blown up. I'm like, okay, you know, sure. 4.3, it's possible. So didn't even just barely looked at it. Looked at the gear ratio, it's a 342, so I'm like, you know, not really worth a lot of money, the rear end. So I was like, well, I don't want to see it scrapped. I can use some of the parts. So I gave him $400 for it. Today I decided I want to know how many miles are on it. So got 238,000 miles. Put my jumper cables up to the top post here because I don't have a side post. I'm like, well, let's see if it starts. And it kind of tried, but not quite. The fuel gauge doesn't work, and the fuel pump was running. So dumped some fresh gas in it. It tried a little bit more. So we have our revival kit here. Started feeding it some starting fluid. Ran great. It does have milkshake oil, so it does have blown head gasket. But the motor cranked up, sounded fantastic. So I'm like, okay, cool. So we ran it for a while. It seems to have first and reverse. So I decided at that point, this is going to turn into a video. We're going to take this old beater truck that does have a clean title, paid $400 for it, and use the can of starting fluid. We're going to fill it up with some water. We're going to dump some K-Seal in it. It was kind of coughing and sputtering, and it kind of started to clear up the more kind of ran it. So the spider injection is dirty. It's typical 4.3 problem, so I'm going to dump that in. And then once we kind of think the head gasket is getting better, you know, maybe it's restored, we're going to dump the finest oil that we can afford for it. And by that I mean it's barely above Super Tech from Walmart. So we're gonna put some 2050, which honestly this is not very thick. I've used this before. This is more like 1030, 1040. So anyways, we're gonna dump this in. So let's go ahead and start filling it up with water and mix in some K-Seal and get this thing, you know, restored. So anyways, when you're putting new head gaskets in your vehicle, you want to make sure that you shake the head gasket in a bottle really well. Now I've never used K-Seal, but you know, I've seen people use it, particularly or specifically roadkill. I've seen it like actually work on a small block Chevy, and obviously it's not the correct fix, but this truck is really rusty and it doesn't exactly deserve a new motor or a head job or anything like that. So we're just going to go ahead and do the right thing and make sure properly fix it. Chalky milk. It literally looks just like chocolate milk. I bet it doesn't taste the same though. So at this point, you want to go ahead and start your vehicle. Like brand new. So then, you want to go ahead and make sure you mix in water on top of the K-Seal. This thing runs minty. Right, go ahead and give her some RPM. That's the sound of horsepower right there. The next step you want to do is go ahead and pour in your seafoam, because this thing's been sitting for 4 years, by the way. It's 4, you know, not 5. 4 years. So you know that gas is real nice. that's in there, or what's left of it, you know. Don't actually know how much old gas is in there. I know it's got 5 gallons of fresh gas though, so we'll just say that it's got some in there. Just that in there, and drink up a little, buddy. Yes. All right, now that it's cooling off and doing its first new heat cycle with the K-seal in there, I'll go ahead and change the oil. See how bad it is. Nice and mixed up now. It's very hot. I'm not about to burn myself. Come on. Also, these catalytic converters are clogged. It was spitting out. Oh yeah. Oh, it was spitting out metal pieces and stuff out of the exhaust. Look at the steam from the water in there. Oof. That's what you want to see, you know. It's really ideal. Yeah, these converters are super hot. They're like plugged. And that might have been actually what caused the blown head gasket, to be honest with you. The converters are just packed plumb full. Well, it's raining now. Got the oil change done, and everything seems fine. So we're gonna go drive this to the fuel station in a town full of cops with moldy, nasty windows and tags that have been expired for 4 years in a truck that we don't even know if it's gonna make it. Oh yeah, the power steering leaks profusely. Alright, let's see if this thing shifts. Second gear. Many vibrations. Third gear. And overdrive. Wow, steering's nice and tight. Well, she made it to the fuel station, running nice and cool, holding 40 pounds of hot oil pressure still. It's not steaming or anything. We'll check the oil when I get back. But I mean, I think this thing might be okay. '10 of 2020. It's not quite 4 years, but you know, close enough. So anyways, we're gonna get back, check the oil, get a gauge on how this thing is doing. What blown head gasket? I see no blown head gasket here. Head gasket who? Huh? What head gasket, huh? That's exactly where it was when I left. 5 quarts, as it turns out, is too much oil for a 4.3. Yeah, perfectly clean. Well, I mean, it's got a tint to it, but I mean, there's no water in it. It's mint, man. Well, I guess that's gonna do it for this video. I didn't expect it to go this well. I mean, the battery, the K-seal, some gas, the seafoam, starting fluid to get it going in the beginning. I robbed a battery out of something else that was used. I mean, besides the power steering not working because it pours fluid, and a couple other small little things here and there, you know, like the bogging, the cats are clogged. I mean, you can drive this truck like it is. Apparently the head gasket is fixed. So I think I'm just gonna use it around the place. I mean, let me know what you want to see me do with this thing. You know, should I clean it up and flip it, or should I, you know, jump it? We got some sweet jumps down the road You can soar this thing through the air, see if it survives. It's been beat up pretty hard off-road. It has some of those twist lift block things under the springs already, and she's pretty low. So, and the shocks are very blown on the front of this thing. So, I mean, clean it up or whatever. I don't really care. I mean, let me know what you want to see me do with this thing. But for now, I'm going to be driving it, and I'll keep y'all updated on it. This side looks really cool because it's all moldy. Probably just leave it like that, just drive it. But I'm very impressed. This 4.3 is apparently still good. So until next time.